Okay, so away from the consulting room, how about we get into a Love Doctor series? Yeah. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about gaslighting. Somebody would think, gaslight. What does that have anything to do with love? I mean, well, but that's what you don't know. There's a story behind gaslighting. This is it's because of a drama that came up. It's called Gaslight, right? I'll leave that for the counselor to say that story. I know that she knows it. And there is gaslighting in relationships. And you might just think that, okay, it happens in other worlds. No, it happens here also in Africa. And so we're going to be talking about it. And I have in-house, she's very beautiful. She looks great in red. She's Jaclyn Essien. She's a counseling psychologist and professional life coach. Hi, my lady.
Hi.
You're pretty.
Thank you so much. You're pretty too.
Yeah, women empower women. Okay. All right. So, because you're a psychologist, this is just really perfect. I'm in love. Okay, I'm in love with somebody. I can't live without you. My world is around you, and all of that. Where does gaslighting find expression in love?
Okay, thank you. Now, gaslighting finds its way in a relationship where the other person, when we are talking about a relationship between a man and a woman, where the other person tries to make the other person, the other partner, doubt their perception of reality, their emotions, and their feelings. So you'll be in a relationship where you realize that your partner has made a particular statement, and then you try to inquire why they made that statement, and then they say they didn't make that statement. Maybe they passed a comment that you didn't like. You try to ask them politely, why did you make that statement? And then they hit it back at you, letting you know that, okay, they didn't say that. They try to make you confused as though they didn't say that. They try to change your perception that, okay, they didn't say that. They try to use certain words like, I was just joking, I was just playing, when actually they meant it. Even when the other partner tries to present evidence, tries to present facts that you actually said that, they try to make you believe that you were wrong by saying that they said that. Right. So that is where gaslighting comes in.
Denying my reality.
Yes.
Ugh. Okay. Now, where is this story of gaslighting from? I mean, could you have used any other word? Table, chair, anything? Red, green, blue. Why gaslight? What's the psychology behind it? Okay,
so the whole psychology behind gaslighting is to just make us all understand that okay, when this particular thing is being used against you, it's being thrown back at you as though you said it. Okay, so the other partner made a statement that you didn't like. Now they throw it back at you in a negative form. That is, they're throwing it back at you. That's like a gaslight. They're throwing it back at you as though you said it, as though you didn't understand it the way that they meant it. They try to act as though they were playing. They try to act as though, okay, you took it in a wrong way, changing your perception, making you, the individual, confused that, okay, maybe I think too much. Maybe I'm crazy.
Paranoid.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Okay, let's get practical. We're dating. No, I mean, not that kind of date, Jesus. So we're dating, and you're just probably looking all nice, and I'm like, these shoes would have looked better on somebody else. And you're like, what did you say? And then I'm like, oh, I didn't. I mean, I was just joking. But it's in your mind. It's just a statement. Why should that bother me?
Okay, that should bother you because you should ask yourself why the person said that. They didn't, first of all, compliment you that you looked good in it. They mentioned that it would look good on another person. What about you? So it then leaves you, the individual, questioning, don't I look good in this? Tries to kill your self-confidence in that moment, trying to make you believe that, okay, maybe the shoes actually don't look good on you. They're going to look good on another person but you. And that emotionally breaks the person down. So that is gaslighting. You letting the person know that, okay, it looks good on another person. How about me? So you leave the other person self-doubting that they actually look good. You know that looking good counts in your self-confidence as well. Imagine that you're out there, you're at a dinner, you're at a party, and your partner makes such a statement. It breaks you down. It makes you lose your self-confidence in that moment. So that is gaslighting right there.
Nice. Okay. Can you tell us other instances? Maybe people are watching. They probably haven't been in a situation where their boyfriends or their partners tell them that, okay, probably this one would look different on somebody else. But are there other circumstances that are like, okay, that's a gaslight, something we must look at? Can you tell us about it?
There are so many other forms of gaslighting where your partner can, the two of you may be in an argument, okay? You may be in an argument, and then the other partner makes a statement or complains about something concerning the relationship, that you are like this, you are like that. I don't like this attitude of yours, and then they use a foul language. Now you try to ask them, why did you make that statement? And then they try to say, can't you play? I'm just playing with you. Why do you take things so seriously? So it makes you, the individual, confused that, okay, you actually complained about this. I asked you politely, what did you mean by that? Now you're throwing it back at me, making me feel like I'm crazy, that I'm confused, that, okay, your mind starts to just hover around. You don't even know what to think in that moment. But the person is just trying to communicate to you that, okay, this is something they don't like about you. They try to make you lose your self-esteem in the moment. They try to make you doubt yourself that, okay, I actually felt this way about myself, but this individual has turned it around. So what gaslighters do, what they do is that they contradict themselves. They contradict themselves. Okay, so they said this, they try to change it as though it didn't mean as they meant. But mentally, they know within themselves that that is what I actually meant. Yeah.
Right. So now we have that. Okay, great. I like this. Gaslighting sounds like, okay, it's your own fault. I was just joking, or you are remembering things wrongly. Why are you so defensive all the time? You're feeling sorry for yourself. Okay, so these are the things that they make you feel.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
When you're going through that. Now, let's say we'll go into marriage, but we're in a relationship. My boo tells me these things or makes me feel that kind of way. And for some people, they get so deep into it before they realize I'm like 250 miles into this, I can't go back. Or they're like, okay, we're already into this, so why don't we just go on, right? What advice would you give to such a person? They're not yet married, right? So.
Okay, so the first thing that I would recommend is that the individual acknowledges that this is what is happening in the relationship. If you don't acknowledge that there is gaslighting going on in your relationship, you can't be able to address the issue. So when you first of all accept that this is what is going on in your relationship, then you move to the next stage where you sit with your partner, have a one-on-one conversation with them. I recommend that you have a face-to-face conversation with them. Bring your needs or your concerns to the table. Let your partner know that these are the things that you feel about the relationship by using the I word. I feel we could have handled this better. I believe that if we had handled this in the other way, I believe that if you had spoken to me in this way, I wouldn't have felt that way, just so that your partner does not feel attacked by your words. Now, after you have done that, put your concerns to the table, spoken to your partner that this is what you feel, you watch their reaction. Now, as you're watching their reaction, you notice that, okay, things are still not changing. They are still gaslighting you one way or the other, directly or indirectly. They may be doing that. Then the next thing that you do is you seek professional help. Counseling in therapy. You speak to your counselor about the issue, and then probably your counselor schedules a session for the two of you. You sit down, have a conversation. Your counselor is probably going to derive some solutions for you to start to work on as a team. You start to work on after the session. Now, you and the individual, you know that this is how you felt by your partner. Now, you need to observe after your counseling session. Are we seeing results? Am I seeing results? Is my partner changing? You need to check all of these things. Now, as you're looking at all these things, you're not seeing any changes. Now, you should know that it is time to walk away. It is time to walk away, provided that you're not married and you've seen this, you've sought for help, you've tried all the solutions, it's not working. You've spoken to your partner about it, nothing is changing. It is time to walk away. But that decision lies with you, the individual.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I think it's better because you're not yet married, so you're not obliged. You don't go through now. Now, let's get into marriage. We're told that temperaments are stuff that probably we might not change. Maybe with conversation we can tower it down, but it's not something that we should just say, okay, because of this temperament we're breaking up, so we're going to manage it. And then probably cultural, settings or backgrounds and all of that. So if you're married to somebody who is deeply rooted in all this cultural stuff, I am the man. I am the king. I picked you up. I married you. I made you who you are, and you get all of that. We're already married. And then I'm thinking it's because of his temperament. So I'm just going to, and here in some part of Africa, you can't take these problems to your home. What did you do? Why did you contribute to this? Oh, okay, pack your bags. We're going back because you have to fix that marriage. But you're the person that's feeling all of these things. What do you do?
Counseling and therapy, again.
We can't pay for counseling.
But it's very good,
Yeah. But first off, from the home, right? You're feeling all of these things. You don't even feel like, okay, maybe you want to talk to a counselor or something like that. So where do we take it from before we even get to your desk?
So the first thing you do in that moment is to sit with your partner and have a one-on-one conversation with your partner. When you have that conversation with your partner, you speak about your concerns, you speak about how you feel. Then again, I come to the same point of using the I word, because you don't want your partner to feel attacked by your words. You did this to me, you did that to me. You need to check the tone with which you speak, because it matters. You are communicating your concerns, your needs, so you need to be mindful of the tone with which you speak. Because in whatever arguments that transpire between you and your partner, the best thing is to come to a peaceful resolve. So the two of you need to sit down as matured adults that you are, have a communication, speak about the issue.
That is my problem. When people say we should communicate, somebody thinks when I talk is enough. That's communication. They don't wait for feedback. They don't wait for all of these things. So let's get practical. I am your partner, and you feel gaslit. So how do you talk to me?
By checking the tone, again, the tone with which you speak.
Okay.
Now, secondly, you can hold your partner's hands while you're communicating. You hold your partner's hands and you speak about your concerns. You let them know, first of all, you acknowledge them. You acknowledge them before you present your concerns or your needs or your worries. Because you don't just come to your partner yelling, shouting, screaming, you did this. Are you trying to tell me that your partner has not done anything good for you? So you first of all acknowledge your partner. Be grateful for them, for everything that they have done. And then you appreciate the fact that this marriage has been blissful so far, but you would like to address these following needs. Then you bring your needs and concerns to the table. That is how you go about it. That way your partner is calm and you are calm also. But if you come in the opposite direction, just throwing tantrums left and right, we're going to have chaos. At the end of the day, we need to arrive at a solution. We need to gather results that we're going to start practicing day by day, just so that we can see results, just so that the marriage can continue to flourish. So as you do that, you communicate, you bring your needs forward, and then the two of you sit down and you agree on a result pattern. You write it down, maybe 3 results or solutions. Okay, maybe we should be doing this henceforth to avoid this problem from reoccurring. We should do 1, we should do 2, we should do 3. The two of you should write those 3 things down. That is going to help the two of you be able to identify that, okay, these are 3 things that we have told ourselves that we're going to do after this conversation. Now, having done that, you need to observe if there are changes. You need to observe, okay, we wrote these 3 things. Be each other's accountability partners. Check and see, okay, we wrote 3 things. How well is my partner doing? How well am I doing as well? So when we check and we see that, okay, there's progress, there is feedback, we are progressing. But when it gets to the point where you see that, okay, the two of you are not helping each other in, arriving at the results the two of you wrote down, then you seek counseling and therapy. is very, very important. Nobody should shy away from counseling and therapy. It's very good. It doesn't mean that you're crazy. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It just means that you want this to work.
Right.
And you want it to work right. Yeah.
Okay, so how do I protect myself in a gaslighting relationship? I've noticed he's not going to change, or maybe the time that I'm thinking he will change is a little longer. I don't want to lose my mind, and I haven't even thought about counseling yet, because I mean, we are not the type that would talk to a third party. We are even quite estranged from the family because my husband doesn't really like those kind of things. How do I protect my being, myself,
Okay.
in such a relationship?
By surrounding yourself with positive people. Maybe you may be an individual who is an introvert, you don't really like people and your matters and all of that, but it's good to have 1 or 2 positive friends that check on you from time to time. 2 positive close friends that check on you from time to time that you can openly communicate with. This is how I feel. I'm not able to voice it out to anybody. What do you suggest that I do? I need a safe space to be able to pour out everything that I feel. You surround yourself with positive people. That also helps you to stay mentally healthy.
Right.
Because you don't want to cage yourself in the fact that I don't want anybody to know how I feel. I want to just cage myself. It doesn't help. It breaks you down. It takes a toll on you, and you do not want that. So you surround yourself with positive friends. Then again, you set boundaries.
Right.
You need to set boundaries. Okay, as an individual, what would you tolerate and what would you not tolerate? Now, when you're in a relationship and you study and you observe that, okay, these are the list of things that I can tolerate. These are the list of things that devalue me. These are the things that make me feel less of a person. You identify all of those things. Then you come to a resolve that, okay, I think I cannot handle this anymore. That is when you decide that it is time to walk away. That decision lies with you.
Right.
You do not have to wait for anybody to tell you it's time to walk out of your relationship. You need to make that decision by yourself. So you surround yourself with positive people, you set boundaries, and you check on the things you can tolerate, the things that you cannot tolerate. And when you look at the things that you cannot tolerate that make you feel less of a human being, then you know it's time to walk away.
Is gaslighting only found with lovers or maybe parents? Does it affect children in any way?
Yes, it does.
It does?
It affects colleagues at work. Any kind of person can find themselves in that situation. Because if you are at work and probably you're in a team, you're working with a colleague or another person, and then you observe that they keep accusing you of things that you don't do. They keep, bombarding you with things. They keep accusing you of falsely about things. And you realize that, no, this is not the kind of person that you are.
Yeah.
They make you doubt yourself that, okay, what is actually wrong with me? For example, you walk into the office and somebody looks at you and is like, look at how she's dressed. And you just look at them and you're like, pardon me? Were you talking? Oh, no. I wasn't talking to you. But actually you heard that. So gaslighting can happen in any kind of situation. Even in children, when they go to schools, it happens over there. When
the bullies.
Yes,
My
the
God.
bullying and all of those things. Now, when the child communicates it, then the other friends are going to say, oh, we were just playing with you. Don't you know how to play? And it makes that individual cage themselves, doubting themselves, losing their own self-esteem.
And that can all the way affect your relationship in the future.
Yes.
I'm sorry we couldn't open phone lines. I know that you have questions, but it's never too late. You can send your questions, send them on our socials, okay? Like, share, drop, comment. It's My Dominion TV on all social media handles. Drop these comments, and I'm sure that when we send them to Counselor Jaclyn Essien, she'll be sure to deal with it. Thank you so much for coming through. And Red reminds us that Valentine was not so long ago. So you can still buy us chocolates and still celebrate and stop gaslighting people, okay? Let's go for a break. And then when we get back, the next face you see will be Goku.